Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Namaste friends. This is a video on short-term trading. Whether this is a method that will say yes or no for using Ashtakavarga, so that it will be a useful tip for you to trade at a particular time or not. In fact, the inspiration for this making of this Excel came about when I was watching Saptarishis astrology video where Sri Sunil ji was interviewing, making a program with a couple of astrologers on this topic, and they gave a nice tip based upon which one can go ahead with a day trading using Ashtakavarga. So that's the power. The astrology's role in short-term trading is fantastic. We will have to explore it and make use of it. So with that idea in mind, I thought I would create this Excel file to you and all users who can benefit from using this and applying it for trading purposes. Okay, the significance of the natal chart is no doubt how your natal chart is in sync with the current time for financial gains is to be checked. So the natal chart's input is required, as well as the timely chart during which the time at which you are going to do that transaction, that is also important. So we know, suppose we were to the time at different times, 9:30 a.m. I have done for today for Mumbai for the stock exchange place, and if you see the Lagna is rising at some point, how is the strength of the Lagna? From Ashtakavarga we can clearly make out for the ascendant that it has scored 5 out of 8 in its binnashtakavarga, which is quite powerful. 4 is the average, 8 is the maximum score. So 5 out of 8 is a good score. Immediately for a later time, maybe this would be running for normally a Lagna would run for 2 hours. We were told Rasi is 24 hours. So it might shift depending upon the time the Lagna could be at the tip or the edge or the middle or somewhere. So next immediate time it goes to 3, and that's not welcome for trading. 6 then it jumps to, and during the time of the trading where the trading might start at maybe 9:15 and maybe end up at 3:30 or so, say in a particular location like Mumbai, then we can make use of the ascendant score. This is called the binnashtakavarga. This binnashtakavarga essentially comes in for the contributions made by the different planets from different rashis to the, say, if it is for the ascendant, to the ascendant. If we were to check for Jupiter, so in essence the only input required is where these positions of these marked Mercury, Sun, Mars, Venus and ascendant are in a particular chart. If we know that dynamically in time, then we can definitely make out what's a good time. This is for the transit time, and this has to go in sync with your natal chart. So your natal chart also, to create this binnashtakavarga, we just need only one input, that is where the positions of the planets are and where is the position of the Lagna in the Rasi chart. That's enough. So with that in mind and some rules given by the YouTube that I mentioned, we can figure out what are the good times that we can trade. So I'll just illustrate to you the Excel, and let me begin on that. So essentially the details, as I said, only things required are for the trader's details, which is his natal chart. So one has to give where his ascendant is, where his Surya is, where his Chandra is. There is a drop down menu here. You can choose where your ascendant is and all that. So you can choose these things, and the criteria for in essence there is one trader's Ashtakavarga score. Suppose only if you watch the video, it will clearly specifies that if the Lagna during the time of the trading, if it were to be on your first house or your third house or your sixth house or your 10th house or your 11th house. These are upachaya sthanas, keep growing with time. So therefore you stand to gain from these positions. And now therefore this is one criteria, that at the time of trading your upachaya sthanas should be where the ascendant, the transit ascendant has to be. So that is one criteria. Is the transit ascendant a natal upachaya? So that question is answered. And then for the transit itself, therefore we have to track both the transit as well as the natal chart is a given chart. So once you give this input to me, the trader's details in this particular sheet, immediately the natal binnashtakavarga is erected by the program. And it is, you don't have to touch anything on this sheet. It is automatically created from the input that you gave there, and the values are taken back to that sheet. So you don't have to do anything about the natal binnashtakavarga. All that are computed even within Excel. Similarly, if we give the transit trading details, like where the city is, where the trading city is, latitudes, longitude, and the time zone of that, and when the market is opening. So all these are inputs from the user, and when the market is closing. And if you want a time span to check, here I have taken 15 minutes here from the starting time to the ending time. You can one can modify that to different values here, essentially between 1 and 60 minutes. You can modify it, but I have given integral numbers there so that it jumps on integral values there. This range is properly divided into integral divisions. So for that I have given integral numbers there. So that I will have correct starting and ending times. I have chosen 15 here, and once you choose that, you just click on this update ashtakavarga. What it does is it creates this transit BAV. Transit BAV is for all the times between 9:15, 9:30, whatever time range that you chose. Say at 3:30 it closes. It will basically create this particular sheet of values. So you don't have to touch anything on the sheet. This is an output that it creates. Basically it finds out the position of all the planets, in which rashis they are at that particular time. It creates the ashtakavarga scores for that, and it points out to specific ashtakavargas the score for the ascendant, for Mercury, for Jupiter, for Venus. So now that what is the score? Essentially what it does is it will see where the ascendant is. It is in Leo. So in Leo, what is the current time, that transit times value? So it puts the 5 there. It will check where Jupiter is. Jupiter is in Aries. So it will go to Jupiter, and for Aries it has got a value of 6. So it will put this. So these values are basically copied back to this trading sheet, and therefore these columns are created. One has the series of values, and the criteria for trading is this. Your lagna, that is your first house, or the upachaya houses 3, 6, 10 and 11 should have a score which is more than or equal to 4. In fact, I should put maybe even equal to 4 here. Then you can trade. If it is your lagna or upachaya house should have binnashtakavarga more than 4, so equal to 4. This is then basically connected only with your natal chart. Your lagna or upachaya house should have a binnashtakavarga of 4. Then only those persons are, this is natal binnashtakavarga. So first house, third house and all that. This is a general makeup for the trader as a natal birth. Then the rule 2 says the transit lagna should be any of this. It should be a upachaya house or your lagna itself, and it should also have more than 4. And not only the transit ascendant, you can also check the transit Jupiter, transit Mercury, transit Venus, depending on what you are trading on. That could also be a criteria, but I'm not bidding it. I'm calculating Jupiter's Ashtagavarga score during transit, Mercury and Venus, all that. So all these criteria, if they are met, then the person can trade. But to see, the transit binnashtakavarga has to be computed for the transit time, and the transit data are given here. So you have to give the date for that particular day when you want to trade, and then you have to click here so that the transit BAV is created. So that's a must. So once you do here, don't worry about this gets updated. It takes a while. See, you will see that this particular time gets updated dynamically as it creates the transit BAV sheet values. So we have to wait a little, because every 15 minutes it will calculate the binnashtakavarga and populate that in the transit BAV chart, the transit BAV sheet. So you'll have to wait till it goes to the 3:30 p.m. that the market closes at. So once done, it will update this particular condition satisfaction check. Then you can really figure out when you can make the trading, at what time slot the window of trading can be got from your this particular sheet. So the user has to interface only with this sheet. He does not have to, your sheet need not have to touch the other sheets at all. So just wait till it gets back to this updation. It is basically writing back to the transit BAV now. So though the time, I think I clicked it next time also, maybe it has started again to update it. So be careful not to touch it again. Once it has updated, it will come out, and once it comes out, don't take your cursor there to click it again. So it will run for only till the time ends at 3:30 p.m. and then it would stop there at 3:30 p.m. So kindly wait till it reaches 3:30 p.m. Of course, one can change these values. If it's in another country, maybe the time slots are different. So there you see, it has updated all this, and the only time slot I get here, this person with this trader gets, is between 9:15 to 9:45 when it transits the Upachaya house. His Upachaya house is Libra, and it transits that, and it transits no other sign which are comfortable for him. So you cannot, and none of them are Upachaya houses for him. So in case you want to do it for some other person, you just change here, and then if you make a change here, this would not be proper, because the Upachaya houses and all, you better click here. If you have already generated the transit BAV, you don't have to, but if you have touched there, so this is click update Ashtagavarga daily before start of the trade, or when any values in the cell C4 to C23 are changed. So this is another person, so better click here once and then wait till it updates all the time values, since you have made a change in this region or in the transit region. If you make a change, better do it once more. And then for another person, how does it work out? So we'll have to wait, and this is based upon, as I said, the ascendant's natal Upachaya, and also you can check Mercury's, you can check Venus's, you can check Jupiter's. These are transit Jupiter, transit Mercury, transit Venus at the time of at this location, and this ascendant. Ascendant are also peculiar to, specific to the Mumbai. Here you can change the city name, doesn't matter, just for our reference, but latitude, longitude and time zone are important. So you have to clearly give that. So now you see it has updated for the new person. who has got a Cancer ascendant, and he has a better window to trade, but his do not trade option comes for Venus. So if it is going to be Venus related, better avoid. But since most of it is good trading, he can use this window to complete his trading and gain financially. Hope I have placed this Excel in SharePoint. You can download from the link given in the description. You try to use this file and see if it turns out to be meaningful. We should also be thanking the source because they gave the initial suggestion on this, and this file was created, in fact suggested by our friend from New Zealand, who is also a subscriber, a good friend of mine, who also made this. I just did the connecting the binnashtakavarga part, but he did everything. So we'll have to be very thankful to him for his very generous offer of this, and let us be helpful to you in the sense that make use of the file and see if it really makes sense at multiple points when we use it. Thank you very much.